Good evening. Welcome to Avoda Zara. As you can see, I have a chart. We are holding in Maseches Shabbos, Daf Mem Pei Gimel, Pei Gimel Amud Aleph, top of the page. But we made a chart to summarize yesterday's shiur, and that would really help us, Be'ezus Hashem, understand what's going on today. Before we begin, I just want to promise everybody, I bought a microphone today online. I bought a microphone. So it's going to be clearer, better quality of sound, mainly the people who listen to us on YouTube and Torah Anytime. With 40 people on Torah Anytime, it goes more and more. Baruch Hashem, it's increasing. So Baruch Hashem, should be Zech Lagdil Torah Adira, the beautiful tzibur over here. The shiur is Little Nishmas, my father, Menachem Ben Akiva, and with the full of all the choilim, Atzlocha, of Kant Klal Yisrael. Let's have a quick look at the chart. Yeah? Okay, here's the chart. Basically, we know that there's a machlokes Rabbi Akiva in our Mishnah against Chachamim in the Mishnah in Avoda Zara, and also Rabbi Akiva in Avoda Zara. What's a machlokes? The machlokes is quite basic. When Chachamim established that Avoda Zara should have tumah, Avoda Zara midorabanan is something that brings about tumah, did they establish that to be like a Sheretz or like Niddah? And the main difference is quite clear. The main difference is Niddah has two things, at least, without going into all the details. The 2 points where Niddah is more strict, is more stringent than Sheretz. Niddah brings tumah by masa. If you carry Niddah or Zav or Zovo, they're all in the same group, all the body, discharges. So if you carry a Niddah or Zav or Zava in a bag, in a box, whatever, in a seesaw, what happens then? You carry them, you become tumah. Okay? That's by Niddah. It's not true by Sheretz. Okay, that's one. It's called Masa. Clear, simple. What about Even Misame? That's another one. If a Niddah Zav or Zava sit over a stone, and under the stone there are kelim, right? So although there's no physical touch b'chlal, it's under the air space of the Niddah, right? Under a chair, under a thing like that, it's also Tomeh. And that's not true by Sheretz. So Rabbi Akiva was more machmir and says that Avoda Zara is like Niddah, which means it's metame ba'masa, and also it's metame. I'm not going to details now. That's going to be Machlokes Rabbi and Rabbi Elazar. That's a general picture. The Chachamim are more lenient, and they say Avoda Zara is less metame. It's more similar to Tumas Sheretz, the dead Sheretz, one of the 8 shrotzim, and not to Tumas Niddah Zav Zova. Now the details are different. Let's look at number 1 and 2 in each chart. According to Rabbah, Masa lekula almez metama, even Chachamim, wherever underlined means to say that it's a point of machlokes. Yeah, the other opinion holds otherwise. Rabbah, where it's underlined, is different to Rabbi Elazar. Rabbah says both opinions hold it's metama b'masa, because Rabbah says the pasuk in Yeshayahu that's very strong against Avoda Zara is a strong pasuk. You can't ignore it. Throw it away. Treat it like Niddah, completely like Niddah, masa. What's a machlokes? Even Misamet. Meaning, according to Chachamim, it's not metame. That's number 2 in Rabbah. 2 Rabbah. Yeah, Even Misame is not metame, and according to Rabbi Akiva, it's metame, and that's a machlokes. Now, what about Mishamshem of Avoda Zara? It's like Sheretz. Everyone agrees, even Rabbi Akiva. Why did you compare it to Sheretz? Because the Torah does write Shoketz Teshaktzenu V'Tov Tetavenu. The Torah does say that Avoda Zara is like Sheretz. What do you mean? Means that Mishamshim, the accessories, the vessels of the Avoda Zara, all the kelim that they use, those things are not metame b'masa or even misame. Very good. Why was there a comparison to Niddah? Why did we compare it to Niddah? According to Chachamim, to say that Eivarim is not metame. Just like Nidah's ear or finger or nose separately is not metame b'Niddah, so too is the Avoda Zara. And the question was, according to Rabbi Akiva, Rav Chama Bar Guria, he asked the question, right? He asked the question of Chama Bar Guria, what would be the halacha in Eivarim? That's a question according to Rabbi Akiva. Now, Rabbi Elazar, what does Rabbi Elazar hold? Let's go down to Rabbi Elazar's chart. Rabbi Elazar says, both masa is a machlokes, meaning, or according to Chachamim, it's so much like Sheretz. The masa, even misame, mishamshim, nothing. It's all like Sheretz. It's not metame by Avoda Zara, right? And Eivarim is another kula. It's not metame like Niddah, according to Rabbi Elazar, according to Chachamim, right? Clear. Rabbi Akiva, according to Rabbi Elazar, if you notice, is the same like Chachamim according to Rabbah. Look at it. Same. According to Rabbi Akiva, according to Rabbi Elazar, the Amoy Rabbi Elazar is explaining. In Masa, they argue. In Even Mesame, everyone agrees. Even Mesame is always one level less. Even Mesame, according to everybody, it's not Metame. It's a Sheretz. Mishamshim is not Metame. Evarim not Metame. All is good. Rabbi Elazar is much more Mekel. And according to Rabbi Elazar, that we have to remember, according to Chachamim, it's completely like Sheretz. No Even Mesame, no Masa. That's a summary that we have to know for now. That was, Baruch Hashem, I checked and rechecked it, and we're going to see how nicely how this chart is going to help us now as we continue. Pegimel Amud Rabbi Akiva, Lama Hilchasa Iska Shlenida. According to Rabbi Akiva, why did the Torah compare Avoda Zara to Niddah? Right? What for? Lamasa, right? We compared it to Lamasa. You can see it in charts, see it in the Gemara. In other words, Rabbi Akiva holds that only Rabbi Akiva holds. We're now in Rabbi Elazar. Yeah? According to Rabbi Elazar, according to Rabbi Akiva, yes, Niddah Avoda Zara equal Lamasa. Frag the Gemara, Lukshel and Nevela. Remember the question from yesterday? Same question. Why do you go like this? You compare Sheretz one way, Niddah the other way. Just compare it to Nevela. It's so simple. Because Nevela, very good, is Metame b'masa, and not Metame b'Even Mesame. So why do you take one bit from me, one from there? Just compare it to Nevela and finish the story. And says Gemara in Achinami, it could have been a great idea. And you know what the Kodesh Baruch Hu thought about it too. Ela ma Niddah en levarin, Avoda Zara en levarin. Very nice. As we said, this is number 4 in Rabbi Elazar. Both Rabbi Akiva, Chachamim, Kol Sheken, even Rabbi Akiva agrees to Chachamim, that we compare it to Niddah to tell me that it's not Metame be'evorim. Parts of the Avoda Zara. You have a golden statue with an ear and a nose and an eye. One part fell separately. It's not Metame. It's not Metame. Very good. Simple. Now, Ela Odebar Chama Baguria. Now we know that there's a question of Chama Baguria later on in Amud Beis. And the question is, Avoda Zara, yesh levarim or ein levarim? Avram Baruga asked it as if it's like an open-ended question out of the blue. Is there Avoda Zara, Metame, parts of the Avoda Zara, Metame or not? Well, what's the question? Look at number 4. Oh, I should show it to the people online. Look at number Abloz number 4. Both Chachamim and Rabbi Akiva believe that it's not Metame levarim. Right? Even Rabbi Akiva, the more machmir, of course, they both hold not metame. So what's up, Chama agrees this question? Right? Both Tanoim hold that it's not metame. So why is he asking any questions b'chlal about evorim? Answers the Gemara, en chinami. Rav Chama Baguria kiraba matni b'aylali b'Rabbi Akiva. En chinami. Rav Chama Baguria held like Rabba. And in Rabbah, there was a question according to Rabbi Akiva about Evorim. This is number 4, Rabbi Akiva Rabbah. Yeah, Rabbah, number 4. Yeah, this one. Here, look, I'll show you online too. This is a question. Zeu hasofek shel Rav Chama Baguria. According to Rabbi Akiva, it wasn't clear. Because, why? They have to use the pasuk of Niddah for something, right? Thank you very much. Yeah, but him, according to Rabbi Akiva, used it already, right? To tell me Masa. They also used it for Masa, but they could have used Nevela. The reason why we don't do Nevela is to teach me Niddah le'evarim. So, but according to Rabbi Akiva, it's still a question according to Rabbah. Ad kan, more or less what we did yesterday. This is the basics, and we're going to repeat it again as we go along with other questions. We're going to discover more stuff. Meisivi. Now we're going to challenge everything we said from a Braisa Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'kol. Sorry. Meisivi, question. It says in the Braisa, Avoda Zara kesheretz, mishamsheh kesheretz. Says Tanakama, Avoda Zara is completely like Sheretz, and the mishamsheh like Sheretz. What does it mean completely like Sheretz? No even mesame, no masa, nothing. Rabbi Akiva Omer, Avoda Zara kenida, u'mishamsheh kesheretz. Mamish like we said, Rabbi Akiva says Avoda Zara is like Niddah, it's metame like Niddah, metame b'masa. Mishamsheh like Sheretz, they're not metame, the mishamshim, right, are not metame. By the way, this is true both Rabbah and Rabbi Elazar. Not metame like Sheretz, they're not metame be'mage or b'masa. Be'emaso be'even mesamer. Very good. Now this is not so good according to Rabbah. Why? According to Rabbi, it's very true to say that according to Chachamim, categorically, Avoda Zara is completely just like Sheretz. No even Mesame, no Masa, nothing. See, Rabbi Chachamim, look, Sheretz, all Sheretz, yeah? Elul Rabba Kasha. According to Rabbi, it's not true. Because according to Rabbi, even according to Chachamim, Avoda Zara is like half Sheretz, half Niddah. It's metame b'masa, not metame be'even mesame. Oh, so according to Rabba, the Brisa doesn't read very nicely according to Chachamim. It's not true to say Sheretz. According to Rabba, even according to Chachamim, it's partial like Niddah because it's metame b'masa. That's Rabba 1. Yes. Rabba 1 says, according to Chachamim, Rabba 1 masa metame kenida. So it's not true to say like the Brisa, it's completely like Sheretz according to Chachamim. Answers the Gemara, no. Answers the Gemara like this. Rabba is asking you back. Rabba is answering a rhetorical question. Do you think this brisa is stronger than the actual Mishnah that I'm basing myself on? Remember the Mishnah we learned yesterday from Avoda Zara about the guy whose neighbors with the base of Avoda Zara, and everything fell apart. And we said all the stones and all the mess, and we said according to Chachamim, it's like Sheretz. Look, let's read it again. Diktani, it says in the Mishnah, Eitzav, the Avona, the Aforov, all the wood and all the bricks and all the lime and everything in between, the dust, mitamin kesheretz. Mitamin kesheretz. So you're not scaring me with your brisa that says according to Chachamim Sheretz. I know the Mishnah also said it. The Ukimna, I explained the Mishnah already to tell you b'shem Chachamim my Sheretz. The lo metame be'even mesame. Sheretz means not completely like Sheretz. Take away the word completely. It's not completely like Sheretz. It's like Sheretz that it's not even mesame, but it is like Niddah metame b'masa. Very good. I'll give the same answer over here regarding the Braisa. When Chachamim said Sheretz, they said relatively it's a bit more Sheretzdik than Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva says it's completely like Niddah, Even Mesame, and Masa. Chachamim say, half Sheretz, half Niddah. Yes, Masa, no Even Mesame. I survived the Mishnah, I'll survive the Braisa. Very good. Meisivi, first wide line. Now, let's talk about Goy Meisivi. I want to ask you a question. If you remember Daf Yud Zayin with base, Yud Zayin with base, we said that Goyim, a Goyish woman, is she Niddah ever, halachically? No. Very good. Midoraisa gave a good, quick and fast. Very nice. Midoraisa, there's no Niddah or Zava by Goyim, because it says Dabel Bnei Soil, Ish ki azav mitomosa b'sol. I don't remember the words. Yeah, there's a ziva from the basol. Bnei Yisrael. It says Bnei Yisrael. However, this is like a small introduction. In Daf Yud Zayin with base, we say one of the 18 gzeres of the Shammai the Sila were forced to agree to was that any goy, says Rashi over there, even if he's not a zav physically, a goy who's not in Niddah, still they have the halacha, they're halachically defined and classified with the Rabbanon as zav and zava. Because of Mishkav Zachor, we don't want, or other relations, we don't want people to have relations with goyim. The Gemara says even Mishkav Zachor, he can tempt the young boys, and therefore, zav. Once you know a person is zav, you stay away from him. It's more scary than the actual relations. That's a mentality of people of the time of the Mishnah. So that's with the Rabbanon, they're like Zav and Zava, even if they don't have Ziva. The Achroinim actually say in Perek Sheni at the beginning about the Nes Chanukah that that Gzer had two stages. Originally there were Goyzer and the Goyim who are Zavim, and then there were Goyzer and all the Goyim, even if they're not Zavim, they're like Zavim. Just stay out of the, yeah. So thank you. I'm sure that's Achroinim say it. I don't remember who. I remember learning it. Okay. That's just, something for the side to remember. Okay. So Goy is like a Zav. Meisivi. Now we're going to have a brisa that seems to challenge, again, what we've been learning till now. Meisivi. What does the brisa say? Let's read carefully. Nochri v'nochris, goyin goyte, Avoda Zara u'meshamsheh, Avoda Zara, the getchke itself, and the meshamshim, all the accessories, hen v'lo heiseton. What's Heset? That's a good question. Right now, we think that Heset means Masa. And v'lo Satan. In other words, the goyim are metame, but they're not his Satan. Meaning, if they carry you, if you carry them in a bag, like you carry a niddah, it doesn't bring tumah. That's actually not true, but that's what we think right now. Let's leave it for later. And Rabbi Akiva, and also the Avoda Zara. Avoda Zara, Pei Gimel Amud Aleph, Hashura HaRechava Rishona. Hen v'lo Satan. What's hen v'lo Satan? They are not metame b'masa. Okay, so, sounds like they're not zovim. I know. And also the Avoda Zara. Avoda Zara hen v'lo Satan. What does it mean? If you took Avoda Zara in a bag and you're mesit, you moved, you took the Avoda Zara in a bag, it's not metame you. Who's happy now? And that's according to Chachamim. Who says according to Chachamim Avoda Zara is not metame b'masa according to Chachamim? Rabbi Elazar. Yeah, chart. Oh, thank you. You're using my chart. Good. Who says that? Underlined one Rabbi Elazar. It's not metame b'masa according to Chacham, according to Rabbi Elazar. Very nice. And Rabbi Akiva Omer hen v'seiton. Rabbi Akiva says yes. They're all metame. Let's leave the goyim alone now. The Avoda Zara is metame, and a seiton. You schlepped the Avoda Zara in a bag or in a box, the Buchka statue, so you become tome. That's outright laku. You can't run away now, Rabba, because it says mefurash masa. Heset is masa. So it says that if you carry the Avoda Zara, according to Chachamim, it's okay. According to you, it's not okay. Yishlam al Rabbi Elazar nicha. Rabbi Elazar is smiling away. Great. That's exactly what he said. The second chart. Ela Rabba kasha. According to Rabbi, it's very difficult because Rabbi says mefurash. According to Chachamim, Avoda Zara is not mitame b'masa. Bad. According to Rabbi, look at Rabbi 1. Yes, it's metama even according to Chachamim b'masa. Only Ibn Misama is not. And hence it means masa. That's what we think now. Good. Question is loud and clear. Omar lecha Rabba says, Rabba, no. Rabba says, excuse me, why did you say before, leave the goyim alone? Can you please try on the first sentence of the goyim of Nochri v'Nochris, and something doesn't make sense at all? According to your question, Nochri v'Nochris nami and the loy Satan. Like, are you for real? Are you telling me the goyim are not metame if you carried them in the bag? If you carry a little goy azav, he's 13 years old. I don't know how old he is. Yeah, I think even from younger doesn't make a difference by goyim. Yeah, you carry a goy in a bag. Yeah, live goy. Yeah, and you're telling me hand the loy Satan that they're not metame you? Yeah, is that so? The Tanya, it says in the Brisa, and this was just told you. Daber el Bnei Israel. This is a pasuk which is the opening shot for the parsha of Zav and Niddah. Bnei Israel metamin beziva. They nochim metamin beziva. You're absolutely right, Jason. Goyim are not metamin beziva. Niddah raisa. Aval. Gozu alen shukizovin l'chol divrein. Wow. There were gzera that should be complete zovim. What's l'chol divrein? Everything. A goy is metame completely like zav, which means for our purpose, I don't want to get you too complex over here. Even metame and masa. So excuse me, how can you tell me this brisa makes sense to you? The brisa telling me that goy are not metame beheset, meaning bemasa. If I carry a goy in a bag or in a box, yeah, and he's not metame me, it's factually not true. Of course they're metame like zavim l'chol divrei. Heset even misame, and if they lie down on 10 mattresses, they're all tumah. So, excuse me, this brisa is anyhow a meshabashta. What's a meshabashta? Wrong. This brisa is misspelled. It's a wrong brisa. Ella, therefore, you anyhow need to we need serious refurbishing of this brisa. This brisa needs a serious makeover. The brisa is wrong, and now we're going to reread the brisa. Ella. Rabba mitaratz l'taimei. Rabba is now going to reread the brisa l'taimei. Yeah? Yesh לך את הטבלה, כן? Rabba mitaratz l'taimei. Nochri v'nochris hen v'seiton v'even misame shelo hen. I told you, yes? A goy midarabonon or goyte, a seiton v'even misame. You carry them, you become tomim. Even misame means what? The even misame, they set on even a stone. By the way, you keep saying stone. The stone is not mekabel tum, you know that. Klevon not mekabel, right? Even that. It's not, it's still metam what's underneath in the airspace. The kitzer, the goyim are like zavim completely. And that's going to stay till the end. Here we can rest assured that's still the maskona. Avoda Zara is the business. Avoda Zara, he veseita. Avoda Zara is metama itself. And Heseta, what's Heseta? If you carry the Avoda Zara, even according to Chachamim, you become Tomeh. That's exactly Rabbah. Avaloi Even Mesame Shelah. Very good. According to Chachamim, Chachamim number 2. We are now learning Rabbah, Chachamim 1 and 2. Chachamim Masa Metame, and Even Mesame not Metame Avoda Zara. Very good. According to him, that's exactly what the Brisa said. Beautiful. Let's continue. That's according to Chachamim. Rabbi Akiva Omer. Yeah, we're sort of in the middle of the wide lines. Line starts with the word Akiva. Rabbi Akiva Omer, Avoda Zara, he, the state of Even Mesame Shelah, all Tomeh. That's obviously Rabbi Akiva according to Rabbah. According to Rabbah, and Avoda Zara is completely like Niddah. I'm not talking now about the Evorim, etc. I'm saying, or Mishamshim. Avoda Zara itself is like Niddah, Even Mesame and Masa. Very good. Rai says Mamish like Rabbah. Rabbi Lozer. How would Rabbi Lozer read the Brisa? Remind me, what did Rabbi Lozer say about the Machlokes Chachamim and Rabbi Akiva? That they also argue about Masa. And they don't argue about Even Mesame. Even Mesame is not Metame, and Masa is the Machlokes. Okay, great. Rabbi Lozer also has a good way of reading the Brisa. Rabbi Lozer can read the Brisa following his own logic, his own explanation. Baruch Hashem, Nochi v'Nochis, nobody argues about them. And they, the Goyim themselves, the Satan, if you carry them b'masa, the Even Mesame Shelohen, they were sitting and under their airspace, stuff is becoming Tomeh. That's unanimously agreed on. Avoda Zara, he v'lo Seita. Very good. According to who? Avoda Zara, he v'lo Seita, not a Seita, and not Even Mesame. According to Chachamim, according to Abloza, nothing doing. Avoda Zara is not at all like Niddah. Leave Evorim alone. I'm talking about the main thing now, yeah? Rabbi Akiva Omer, Avoda Zara, he v'seita. Rabbi Akiva says Avoda Zara is partially like Niddah. What's a seita? You carry the Avoda Zara in a bag, in a box, in whatever. What happens then? You become Tomeh. But Even Mesame, not. Very nice, beautiful. Adkan, that could have been very nice. Pshat, are we clear now? Yeah, it's all, everything falling into pieces. Even Mesame means, yeah, Even Mesame, let's test your Hebrew. נגיד שהנידה או הזב או הזבה יושבים על אבן, כן? עכשיו, מתחת האבן הזאת יש כלים, אבל הכלים לא נוגעים באבן, כן? והם יושבים על האבן. עצם זה שזה נמצא מתחת חלל האוויר של הזב, הזבה ונידה, זה נהיה טמא. בלי שום מגע בכלל. ללא מגע יד אדם, כמו אריזות של אוסם. Right? No human interference. Yeah? זה הפשט, כן? And that thing that Even Mesame, everyone agrees applies to Zav, Zav, and Niddah, and going Midorabonon. What about Avoda Zara? That's a good question. That's a good question.
A rock?
What?
A rock.
Even the rock is not Mekabel Tumah. That's a Chiddush. Even the rock was not Mekabel Tumah, but the airspace is Tumah, even though the rock itself didn't get Tumah. Because rock stuff don't get Tumah. Clay Avonim don't get Tumah. Yeah, right. Clay Avonim, Clay Glonim are not Mekabel Tumah ever.
Anything.
Yes. Maskif lo Rav Ashi. Now comes Rav Ashi as in attacking what we said. And his question is two words question. My hen, I don't know if you noticed it because I didn't stress it so much, but we kept saying the goyim, they are metame and their masa. What do you mean they and their masa? Of course. If their masa is metame, of course that they are tome. We're getting flower speech. Is this poetry class in college? It's a brisa. Why do you have to tell me they're tame and therefore their masa? Well, clearly, just speak normal and tell me their masa is metame. If I have the guy in the box and I carry him at his birthday party, yeah, then shkoyach, of course he's tame because he's emanating tumah. Why do you have to tell me that? That's the first question. By the way, that's a Gemara's question. There's another question where Rashi keeps hinting. The word hesed usually is not used for masa, and this is also something we're going to see later. So now Rav Ashi is completely changing everything here. Elam Rav Ashi says Rav Ashi like this. Hachikoma. This is a story. Nochri v'nochris. I'll give you an introduction, a small introduction, Akiva came in time. This is new stuff now, something new. I didn't want to put it in a chart because I didn't want to, look at the chart to, overcrowded. Basically, there are two ways for a Zav to make a person, I'm stressing a person, Tommy. You carry the Zav, that's called Masa. What about if the Zav carried you? Ever thought about that? Yeah, you are, a little guy, and the Zav, whatever the Zav is a strong guy, he's carrying you in a chair. He's carrying you in a box, he's carrying you in the bag. And what's then? That's called Hesed. When the Zav is moving other people, let's say, yeah, then they become Tomei. And that's called Tumat Hesed, and that has the same posuk, it's called Tachtov. The same posuk that teaches you Even Misame also teaches you Hesed, anything that the Zav or Niddah moved. They moved something with a stick, yeah, they didn't touch it. The stick is not Mekabel Tuma. A bamboo shoot is not Mekabel Tuma. Yeah, Golmin. Then what? It becomes Tuma because they moved it. So Masa is when you move the Zav. Hesed is when the Zav moved you. But a goy, same thing. I want to do you a huge favor. In order for you not to get confused, I'll tell you one thing. Anything that happens to Evan Misame is the same as Hesed. Life is so good now. Every place in the chart, you can take your pen and add. Every place in the chart where it says Evan Misame, and Rashi says it, the same halacha applies to Hesed, to the Zav moving the person. Yes, because they learn from the same pasuk, Tachas Zav. I don't know, Hesed is Tachat, maybe under his movement, under his control, maybe. I don't know. Lamaisa, that's what it is. Oh, with that in mind, we just added one factor to the formula, and actually now it will read even easier than before. Now let's see what's going on. Let's now read the Brisa according to Rav Ashi. Elam Rav Ashi Hachikoma. Now Rav Ashi is rereading the Brisa. By the way, Rav Ashi is reading the Brisa according to Rabbah, not according to Rabbi. Okay, let's read nice and slow. Everything will be so clear. Benochi v'nochris, the goyim, him and her. Ben en shesitu esacherim. You see, that's hen. What was the problem? Why did it say they and if they're moved? Very good. They and their movement. Ben hen shesitu esacherim. Either they, if they actively moved other people, or ben achreim shesitu oison, or other people moved them, carried them. Tmeim, very good. I'm saying people, later on we're going to see what happens to fruit or kalim. Leave that for now. Very good. Why? Because as we said, midrabanan, goy, goita are completely like Niddah, Zav, and Zava. Even Mesame, Masa, and Hesed. What's that exactly? No Shala anymore. Yeah? Avoda Zara, now according to Rabbah, Avoda Zara shesita acherim. Avoda Zara picked up someone. Did you hear that? Avoda Zara moved other people. Whoop. How could that be? We'll see later. Focus, focus. Avoda Zara moved people to Hoirin. In other words, Avoda Zara beheset is the same halacha as what? As Even Mesame. And just like Even Mesame, according to Chachamim, is Tohor according to Rabbah, so to the Hesed. Very good. Of the Avoda Zara moving other people. Acherim shesitu oisa tmeim. But if other people moved Avoda Zara, or carried it, or pushed it, they are Tomei. Why are they Tomei? Because it's Masa. This is exactly Chachamim according to Rabbah. Look at the chart. Chachamim according to Rabbah, 1 and 2. Masa is Metame, Even Mesame. Now you have to add to Even Mesame, number 2, Even Mesame and Hesed. If Avoda Zara moved other people, Loi Metame. It's not Metame, because it's the same posuk. Very nice. Continue in the Gemara. Now, 1 second. Now, Meshamsheha, we're still in Tanakama. Meshamsheh. What about the accessories of the Avoda Zara? Ben hen shesito sacherim, ben achem shesito oisan tehoirim. Tell me what's halacha Meshamsheh according to Rabbah, according to everybody, Rabbi Kiva and Chachamim. Number 3, chart attack. Not metame, because we need to learn it from Sheretz. Sheretz is not metame b'masa, no hesed, no masa, no even mesame. No such business by that Sheretz, right? And the Torah compared it to Sheretz, sheket shaktenu. I told you, all the notices in Bnei Brak. And therefore what? It's Tahar. Very good. The Mishamshim. That's according to Chachomim, according to Rabbah. Rabbi Akiva says, Nochri v'nochris Avoda Zara, they're all the same. According to Rabbi Akiva, Nochri v'nochris are all the same. Why? It's very good. What's a common denominator? Nochri v'nochris Avoda Zara? They're all metamel aknida midrabanan. Yes, yes. Nochis, it's a Rabbanan invention. There are metamel aknida and zav. Avoda Zara too. And Rabbi Akiva, according to Rabbah, goes all 9 yards, all directions. He's flying all over the place. Whether it's them moving others, the going or the statue of the Zara moved someone, so it's metame, the person. If you took the goy or the goyter or the Zara in a bag, you moved them around, you manipulated them around without even touching them, they're metame. What about the other way around? Also, because according to Rabbi Akiva, according to Rabbah, completely. Even Misame, which is the same as Heset and Masa. Everything's so clear. What about Mishamsheh? Same thing. Same thing as who? Same thing as Chachomim. Because Mishamsheh, everyone agrees we have to learn something from Sheretz. Because Sheretz is not Metame Masa or Heset or Even Misame. This business just doesn't exist by Sheretz, and therefore, since Avoda Zara is partially like Sheretz, even according to Rabbi Akiva, it's not metame. The Avoda Zara is not metame. The mishamsha Avoda Zara. Excuse me. The mishamsha Avoda Zara meant to say. I'm sorry, I got confused. The accessories, the kelim, are not metame. Rashi points out Rabbi Elazar can also read the Mishnah. What will Rabbi Elazar say? We can fill up ourselves. Yeah, we know about the chart. Oh, let's do it ourselves. We have time for a change. Look. It's going to be so much fun. Go to the chart, second chart for Rabbi Elazar. According to Chachamim, what would be the halacha in Avoda Zara regarding masa? Well, that's no news. According to Chachamim, not metame, Rabbi Akiva is metame, b'masa. What, number 2, Evan Mesame. Who's Evan Mesame's new friend? What's his name? Eset. Evan Mesame and Eset. If the Avoda Zara moved a person, Avoda Zara moved the person, which the same thing as Evan Metame, everyone agrees that it's not metame the person. Both Chachamim and Rabbi Akiva according to Rabbi Elazar. Oh, Hashem. Let's start to Dishman. Now, yes. Does it mean he paskins like Rabbah? Possibly. Rashi says he read the Brisa like Rabbah. Yeah, maybe. But he could, possibly. Frag the Gemara, the $1 million question is, well, we don't believe if the Zara can move people, right? Maybe they do. What do you mean if the Zara moves people? Like, excuse me, the Getchke actually moves in the middle of the night and picks up the people?
But the idol, Hashem gave them power in the times of the Niddah.
Okay, we're talking in terms of Mishnah. This Mishnah is more like centered and talks about everyday reality. It's true what you're saying. It's actually right. Yerovam ben Nevat, the big Rosha, he put a Shem Kadosh in the mouth of the Egel Azov. He created 2 Egel Azov. Yeah, in Dan, in Beersheba and Beisel. In Beersheba and Beisel, not in Dan. Beersheba and Betel. And he put like a USB. He put L'Avdil, Shem Hashem. And he says, Anoch Hashem Elokecha. Yeah, like we think it's like a recorder. Yeah, no, he did. And people believe that's Hashem. How come? Hashem gave Koichet of the Zar to leave us Bechir Chofshis. But here we're going to give a more Litvish answer. Avoda Zara, frag the Gemara, Bishlama Cherim Shesitu Oisa, Avoda Zara, other people moving the Avoda Zara, Mashkachas Lo. That's quite easy. Take the Avoda Zara and throw it away. You take it in the bank. Ela Hisha Sita Secheri Mechi Mashkachas Lo. How on earth can Avoda Zara move other people? Omar Rami Breder Rav Yeva. He's not going to give a direct answer. He's going to give an indirect answer. Because it's not. It says in the Mishnah, actually it could be Tzabraisa. I told you many times. I gave you a hint all the time. It said Siso. Hazav. Let's talk now about Zav. How can a Zav, I know a Zav can move people. How can a Zav be moved by people? We'll say the same thing. What about if a Zav now is moving a Zav in relation with oichlim umashkim, foods and drinks? Listen to this. Hazav bekaf muznaim. Imagine yourself, close your eyes and imagine very, very large scales. like the scales that Hashem judges just on Rosh Hashanah. In olden days, he used to use them. Imagine yourself like big scales, like real big, and in one of them you can have a human being. I was once in England in the shopping center. They have like a huge scale, like an electric one, really, really huge. Yeah. So what happens? You have Zav, the Kaf Muznaim, in one of the hands of the scales, in one of the plates of the scales of the Muznaim, sits Mr. Zav. Yeah. The Oichlun Mashkin Bekaf Shnia. And foods and drinks are in the other plate, the other scale. And now who's heavier? Listen to this. Kora Hazav. Now the Zav is heavier. The Zav is heavier, and he therefore indirectly he picked them up like the seesaw, like Niddah. He's heavy and they're up, right? He's descending, they're ascending. Tmein. Why are they Tomeh? Because the Zav was masit them. He moved them indirectly, no hands, he didn't touch anybody. But the Oichlin Mashkim, if they're moved by a Zav, they're also Tomeh. I kept telling you person on purpose, I don't want to confuse you because now we're going to see a question here. But if a Zav moves, Oichlin, Mashkim, Kalim, they're even indirectly, the mere fact that his weight is heavier, he didn't even move them like that with a stick or in a bag. His weight, boom, indirectly caused them to move. They're ready to main. Okay, but here comes bigger fun. Now, here comes the other story. Now, I hope that I have. I need a Gemara now. Can you bring me a Gemara, please? I'm sorry, we're out of the Gemara page. Thank you so much. Now, Kovu, because sorry, Kovu. 1 second. Kovu hen tehoirin. What happens in Kovu hen tehoirin? Yeah. What would be the other way around? The Zav weighs 80 kilo, yeah, and the foods are 100 kilo. You know what happened there actually? What happens then? Then they moved him. There you are. You can have somebody moved by an inanimate object because they are heavier. So if I loaded, or it was already loaded with 100 kilos of wheat and barley and wine and whiskey and I don't know what else, right? And they're heavier, they caused him to move. And why are they tehoirin? Oh, didn't we say that if I carry a zav, it becomes tomeh? That's only by human beings. Rashi has a whole pshat why. Yeah, there's psukim, you can see in Rashi later. I have to finish early today. But Lamaisa, that's a very good answer for the Avoda Zara. Let's say the Avoda Zara is heavier than the person. Avoda Zara is on the scale. Avoda Zara is a good, a very heavy statue from India. 200 kilos. The guy's 80 kilos. That's an amusement park, right? And Avoda Zara basically moved him. Avoda Zara masit him. He becomes Tomeh. Well, it depends who you ask, of course. But according to those who say become Tomeh, such as Rabbi Akiva, according to Rabbah, right? Then you have a Metzias of Avoda Zara moving other people within the laws of nature. Right? Very good. So that's the answer. So now we have it all clear. Baruch Hashem. Questions or comments? Beseder? Tomorrow we're going to continue and finish the sugya of Tumah V'Tara, and we're going to other exciting stuff. Be'ezras Hashem. I have to go now. Thank you. Questions are welcome on our YouTube channel or anywhere else. Thank you to everybody on Torah Anytime for your amazing support, and to YouTube people. You should only go to YouTube for good things. Atzlacha uvracha. May Mashiach come soon and